It was a sunny Thursday afternoon in Midtown Manhattan. The streets were bustling with people rushing to and from work, but inside the small, charming cafe called The Daily Grind, the atmosphere was much more relaxed. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air, and the soft hum of conversation created a warm, inviting ambiance. Amina stood in line, clutching her wallet and staring at the menu board above the counter. Her heart raced as she tried to decide what to order. She had been in New York for just over a month, and while she was making progress with her English, ordering food in a restaurant was still a daunting task. The menu seemed overwhelming, with items like avocado toast, cold brew, and kale salad that she wasn't familiar with. She glanced around the cafe, taking in the details. The walls were adorned with vintage posters of old New York, and a few potted plants added a touch of greenery. The baristas behind the counter wore matching black aprons, their hands moving swiftly as they prepared drinks and took orders. Amina noticed that most of the customers seemed confident and relaxed, chatting with each other or typing away on their laptops. As she got closer to the front of the line, her anxiety grew. She had rehearsed what she wanted to say in her head, but now that the moment had arrived, she wasn't sure if she could remember everything. She fidgeted with the strap of her bag, her mind racing with thoughts of how to ask for what she wanted without sounding too awkward or making a mistake. Just then, Sarah, the barista, looked up and smiled warmly. "Hi there. What can I get for you today?" she asked in a friendly tone. Amina took a deep breath, trying to calm her nerves. This was it, her first real test of ordering food in English. Amina took a deep breath and tried to focus. She had rehearsed this moment in her head, but now that it was real, her mind went blank. She opened her mouth to speak, but the words didn't come out. Sarah, still smiling, leaned forward slightly, waiting for Amina's order. I want, Amina stammered, feeling her face flush with embarrassment. She glanced at the menu again, hoping something would click, but the words seemed foreign, even though she had studied them before. Sarah, sensing Amina's discomfort, gently asked, "No worries. Take your time. Is there anything specific you're looking for? Maybe something with bread or a salad?" Amina nodded, grateful for Sarah's patience. Yes, I like bread. Avocado toast, maybe?" she said, pointing to the item on the board. It was one of the few things she recognized from her research. "Great choice," Sarah replied, writing down the order. "Would you like any toppings on that?" "We have eggs, feta cheese, or tomatoes." Amina hesitated. She wasn't sure what to choose. In Morocco, breakfast was usually simple bread, tea, and sometimes olives. This was all so new to her. She didn't want to make a mistake, but she also didn't want to keep Sarah waiting. Tomatoes, please," Amina finally said, hoping it was the right choice. "Got it. And would you like a drink with that?" "We have coffee, tea, or cold brew." Amina's heart skipped a beat. She loved coffee, but she wasn't sure what cold brew was. She had heard people talking about it, but she had never tried it. She didn't want to ask for clarification in front of everyone, so she went with what she knew. "Tea, please," she said quickly. "Sure thing." "Would you like milk or lemon with your tea?" Amina paused. In Morocco, tea was always served with mint and sugar. She wasn't sure if she wanted milk or lemon. She felt the pressure mounting as the line behind her grew longer. People were starting to look impatient, and Amina could feel their eyes on her. "Milk, I think," she said, though she wasn't entirely sure. Sarah smiled again, clearly trying to put Amina at ease. "Perfect. That'll be $8.50. Amina fumbled through her wallet, pulling out a crumpled $10 bill. She handed it to Sarah, who quickly gave her back the change. As Amina took the money, she noticed Mark, the man standing next to her, watching the interaction with a curious expression. "First time ordering here?" Mark asked, his voice friendly but not intrusive. Amina nodded, feeling a wave of relief that someone else had noticed her struggle. "Yeah, I'm still getting used to the language. It's harder than I thought," Mark smiled. "Don't worry, you did great. Ordering food can be tricky, especially when you're not used to the terms. Want me to help you with anything else?" Amina hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Sure, thank you. I'm not really sure what cold brew is. Is it different from regular coffee?" Mark chuckled. "It's definitely different. Cold brew is made by steeping coffee grounds in cold water for a long time, usually 12 to 24 hours. It's smoother and less acidic than regular coffee. If you like iced coffee, you might enjoy it." Amina listened intently, nodding as Mark explained. "Oh, I see. I might try it next time." Just then, Sarah called out, "Avocado toast and tea for Amina." Amina turned around and saw her order being placed on the counter. She walked over to grab it, feeling a mix of pride and relief. She had done it. She had successfully ordered food in English for the first time. But as she sat down at a small table near the window, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. She unwrapped the avocado toast and took a bite. It was delicious, but it wasn't what she had expected. The texture was different from the bread she was used to, and the avocado spread was much creamier than she had imagined. She sipped her tea, which tasted good, but wasn't quite the same as the mint tea she loved back home. As she ate, Amina realized that ordering food in a new country wasn't just about learning the words, it was about understanding the culture, the flavors, and the customs. She had managed to communicate, but there was still so much she didn't know. The experience left her feeling both accomplished and a little lost. Amina sat at the small table, her mind racing with thoughts. She had successfully placed her order, but the experience left her feeling both proud and uncertain. The avocado toast was delicious, yet it wasn't what she had expected. The tea was good, but it lacked the familiar comfort of mint and sugar. As she chewed slowly, she realized that this moment was more than just about ordering food. It was about navigating a new culture, a new language, and a new way of life. Just as she was about to take another bite, Mark approached her table. He pulled out a chair and sat down, his expression still friendly, but now with a hint of curiosity. "Mind if I join you for a minute?" he asked. Amina hesitated for a second, but then nodded. "Sure, go ahead." Mark smiled and leaned back in his chair, crossing his arms. "So, how's the avocado toast? First time trying it?" Amina chuckled softly. "Yeah, first time. It's different. Not what I expected, but it's good." Mark nodded. "That's the thing about New York cafés. They have their own style. Avocado toast is kind of a thing here, but it's not for everyone. You get used to it after a while." Amina took another bite, savoring the creamy texture of the avocado. It's interesting. I like it, but it's so different from what I'm used to. Mark leaned forward, resting his elbows on the table. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? Amina smiled. Morocco. I moved here about a month ago for work. I'm still getting used to everything. Mark's eyes lit up. Morocco, that's amazing. I've always wanted to visit. The food there must be incredible. Amina nodded, feeling a wave of nostalgia. Yes, the food is wonderful. We have so many spices and everything is so flavorful. It's hard to find that here sometimes, Mark grinned. Well, if you're ever looking for something more familiar, there's a great Moroccan restaurant downtown. I can give you the address if you want. Amina's eyes widened. Really? That would be amazing. I've been missing home a lot lately. Mark reached into his pocket and pulled out a small notebook. He quickly scribbled down the address and handed it to Amina. Here you go. It's called Couscous & Co. They have some fantastic dishes. Maybe you can bring a friend or two. Amina thanked him, feeling a sense of relief. This small act of kindness made her feel less alone in this new city. Thank you so much. I'll definitely check it out. As they continued chatting, Amina felt herself relaxing. Mark was easy to talk to, and he seemed genuinely interested in her experiences. He asked her about Morocco, her job, and even shared some of his own stories about living in New York. For the first time since moving, Amina felt like she was connecting with someone in a meaningful way. After a while, Mark glanced at his watch. I should probably get back to work, but it was great talking to you. If you ever need help with anything, whether it's ordering food or just exploring the city, feel free to reach out. Amina smiled warmly. I will. Thank you again for your help earlier. It really meant a lot. Mark stood up and gave her a reassuring nod. No problem. Take care, Amina, and enjoy the rest of your lunch. As Mark walked away, Amina finished her avocado toast, feeling a renewed sense of confidence. She had faced her fear of ordering food in English, and while it wasn't perfect, she had learned something valuable. More importantly, she had made a connection with someone who understood her struggles and offered support. Later that evening, as Amina sat in her apartment, she thought about the day's events. She had come to New York to start a new chapter in her life, and while it wasn't always easy, moments like today reminded her that she wasn't alone. There were people like Sarah and Mark who were willing to help, and there were opportunities to learn and grow every day. The next morning, Amina woke up with a plan. She decided to try ordering food again, but this time she would ask questions. She would learn more about the dishes, the ingredients, and the culture behind them. She would embrace the differences and use them as a chance to expand her horizons. As she got ready for work, Amina smiled to herself. Today she would walk into the cafe with more confidence, ready to face whatever challenges came her way, and who knows? Maybe she'd even try that cold brew after all. Amina's first attempt at ordering food in English had been a mix of success and challenges, but it was also a turning point. She had faced her fears, made a new connection, and gained valuable insights into navigating a new culture. Most importantly, she realized that learning a language wasn't just about memorizing words, it was about embracing the experiences that came with it. Throughout her interaction at the cafe, Amina encountered several key phrases and expressions that helped her communicate more effectively. I'd like to order. This is a polite way to start an order. Amina used this phrase when she said, I'd like to order avocado toast, please. What toppings do you have? Asking about options is important when you're unsure of what's available. Sarah offered choices like eggs, feta cheese, and tomatoes, which helped Amina make an informed decision. Can I get milk lemon with my tea? Customizing your drink is common in many cafes. Amina chose milk for her tea, though she could have asked for lemon or even both. What's the difference between? When you're unfamiliar with a term, it's okay to ask for clarification. Amina learned about cold brew from Mark, which expanded her knowledge of coffee varieties. Thank you for your help. Gratitude goes a long way. Amina expressed her appreciation to both Sarah and Mark, which made the experience more positive and memorable. Beyond the vocabulary, Amina's experience taught her the importance of stepping out of her comfort zone. It's natural to feel nervous when trying something new, especially in a foreign language, but those moments of discomfort often lead to growth. By facing her fear of ordering food in English, Amina gained confidence in her ability to navigate everyday situations. She also discovered that people are generally kind and willing to help. As shown by Sarah's patience and Mark's friendly advice, Amina's journey was just beginning. She knew that there would be more challenges ahead, but now she felt better equipped to handle them. The next time she visited the cafe, she planned to try something new, maybe that cold brew Mark had mentioned. She also wanted to explore more of New York, visit the Moroccan restaurant he recommended, and continue practicing her English in real-life situations. Learning a language isn't just about mastering grammar and vocabulary. It's about building connections, understanding different cultures, and embracing new experiences. Amina's lunch break may have started as a small challenge, but it turned into a valuable lesson that would stay with her for a long time. If you're learning English or any new language, remember that every small step counts. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each one is an opportunity to learn and grow. Surround yourself with supportive people, ask questions, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Just like Amina, you'll find that the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. And who knows? You might even discover new things about yourself along the way.